It's Sunday, and we are still here. At the very least, I am. Shout out to Mrs. Thomas for spending 3 hours with us today, just a few minutes ago on the show. She enjoys it. I enjoy her coming on to the show. I think we have a good banter. For the most part, that's just us. I don't think anything has changed. The petty or micro annoyances that we have when we encounter one another at times. But for the most part, that's just the way we engage with each other. So, shout out to her for that. I didn't have any plans to do additional shows, even though there was content that I wanted to talk about. I was going to just push it till tomorrow. But we're no longer going to see a leader battle Angel, which is what I want to see. At this point, we feel like being lazy and just being in the house. And so, that's my cue to get some work done. News on Bernie Sanders. Now, I talked about this in the Patron Appreciation Show, but for those who are not patrons and don't have access to that content, I'm going to talk about this again. Bernie Sanders. This news of Bernie Sanders. I love this picture of Sanders in the background. This has gravity associated with it. Usually when I use a picture, I use the picture to convey a secondary perspective on top of the perspective that's being conveyed. When a person is doing something good, I try to find a great picture of what that person is doing. If the person did something bad, I try to find somewhat of a horrible picture of that particular person. It is my artistic opinion on those particular things. Well, in this case, this is one nuance. I love this picture. There's a gravity associated with this particular picture. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not anywhere in between. It's just a man dealing with a heroic Herculean task that's befalling him. The question that is lingering in the air, that has so many of us at the edge of our seat, is whether or not Sanders is going to run, or when Sanders will announce. Because at this point, it's understood that Sanders is going to announce. It's just when. And it's such a bizarre phenomena, nothing that I've seen before, where it's like a rumbling. Like I described it, I think, before, as like Godzilla. And that you know that Godzilla is back there, but you don't see signs of Godzilla yet. You just see a building fall. And it's like, oh, there's a building that just fell. Did you see that building fall? And then you see smoke. And it's like you see all of this other stuff that befalls, or that gets across this thing that something else is about to come through that smoke. And you have an idea of what that thing is, but it just hasn't done it yet. That's kind of what this feels like. In a political landscape, all of these little signs and cues, this news is being floated and leaked that Sanders is coming. Papa is coming home. He just hasn't done it yet. And so it's like there's leaking about it, trying to what's the word I'm looking for? It's not befall. It's trying to foretell of what's coming ahead of it. So, more of that, smoke. A leaked document saying that Sanders is expected to announce an exploratory committee next week. Not just that, but that Sanders also has been doing a campaign video, and that campaign video is about to drop. So two things. The campaign video is about to drop, and also Sanders is expected to announce that he's running for president next week. Or exploratory committee, but the exploratory committee is usually those things that let the people know that they're running for president. Sanders apparently is imminent without necessarily having the thing happen yet. Like, this is so bizarre. This is so bizarre to me. Fucking announce, man. Let's have this open war going. And I know it's just me being anxious on something like this, and anxious is the wrong word for it. It's this thing that you know is going to take place, and so you just kind of want it to take place. It's weird. That's the only way I know to describe the feeling. It's like, dude, announce. Just announce. Let's get this class war going. So, I'm not going to keep this one long. I want this one to be straightforward. But several articles are announced. If I'm not mistaken, it was Politico that I first saw it on. So we will see. It is going to be a crowded field. A very crowded field. And how Sanders plays within a crowded field, we'll see. From the standpoint of policy objectives, the arguments have been taking place on the left, meaning within the context of him. Ocasio-Cortez has given Sanders even to some degree of cover because she has been so outspoken. Like, it's one thing when you're the lone gunman who comes out there and makes this kind of class war argument because you believe that I'm just making the argument. You know, this is not the political orthodoxy. And you find out, oh my God, the crowd loud likes what I'm saying. The public is on my side on this. It just goes unspoken. The political class doesn't bring it up. The media class doesn't bring it up. They keep a particular orthodoxy. And just by virtue of the orthodoxy, you silence other voices that are more subversive to that particular message. And so coming out and saying it and have the public listen to it like, hey, yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's breaking the orthodoxy. But it's easier when you have somebody else who's also saying it. Wins beget wins. So you have Ocasio-Cortez saying, and she's extraordinarily outspoken. She, like, no hedge. As long as you're not talking about issues of Israel, no hedge. In which case Sanders can, again, make his argument that much more so. You have this argument going on, and they start doing polls, and you find one poll after the next showing that the public is backing you on it. Doesn't matter what the political orthodoxy is. You, at this point, now have an argument that is challenging what is considered to be normal. And that argument should take place. Two corporate parties. No, that argument should take place. I want Sanders on that debate stage. I want Tulsi Gabbard on that debate stage. I want Elizabeth Warren on that debate stage. I want all of them on that debate stage, making that argument about class war. And I want it tethered to the military-industrial complex, making this argument that we don't need to be policemen of the world. And we need to stop instigating these wars and these fires abroad for geopolitical and economic interests. So, I'm not going to keep this one long because, you know, this is just kind of a heads up. There's not much news to it other than there's news to come. Bernie Sanders is set to announce that he's going to have an exploratory committee next week, and he apparently has a campaign video that is about to drop. That's a strain, yes. That yes will become more, far more verbose as it goes on. And he finally declares. So, waiting on bated breath. Ever vigilant. All right, guys. Bernie has a lot of progressives butt kissing to do. Yeah, I guess he does. Kim Harden, Jamal, Biden is running again. I drive by his 2016 campaign headquarters and it's full of people, and I see a big sign saying Bernie. So we'll have to be patient and wait on his announcement. I know. Bernie is running. Yeah, he is. He is. Rob Illinois, you have flashbacks. Stop using the word imminent. It reminds me of H.A. Fraudman and how you abuse. You know, I always make jokes that the left is politically abused. That we have like post-traumatic stress in a political sense of the word. And in your case, Rob, you got to make it my point. It's like H.A. was using that word and it damaged me. I can't take it. I feel you, man. But in this case, I think this is a little bit more real. All signs are literally pointing to him getting into the race. And these are news organizations pushing this, not necessarily H.A. So, just saying. All right, I'll leave it here. If you enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. You can always support through PayPal or Patreon. And I'm thinking about doing a show on Wednesdays with my wife. I'm not quite sure what to call it yet. You guys seem to enjoy her, and I think she enjoys it. So, thanks all. I'll see you in a few.